Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, fresh off the presses on NFL.com, owners to vote on a resolution to incentivize minority head coaches and GMs. Let's talk about it. We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the video. Appreciate all the blessings from everybody out there sharing the videos, commenting. Appreciate it. And this column is by Jim Trotter, and he got some inside sources that's going to remain anonymous. But let's talk about it real quick and kind of let's just get to the details of this proposed deal to try to get more minority top executives and head coaches in NFL teams. And I explained what the Rooney Rule and all that is in due time. Said the sources spoke on the conditions of anonymity because of the sensitive nature of the topic. The league declined to comment Friday on the specifics agenda for Tuesday's meeting. But if a resolution were to be voted in under the league policy on equal employment and workplace diversity, they would work as follows. Okay, now listen to this. It's very, very important. If a team hires a minority head coach, that team in the draft proceedings, the coach's second season will move up 6 spots from where it is slotted to pick in the 3rd round. A team would jump 10 spots under the same scenario for hiring a person of color as its primary football executive, a position commonly more known as the general manager. If a team were to fill both of the positions for diverse candidates in the same year, the club would jump 16 spots, 6 for the head coach, 10 for the GM, and potentially move from the top of the 3rd round to the middle of the 2nd round. Another incentive, a team's 4th round pick would climb 5 spots in the draft preceding the coach's or GM's 3rd year if he is still with the team. That is considered significant because Steve Wilks and Vance Joseph, Steve Wilks to the top left and Vance to the right, 2 of the 4 African-American head coaches hired in 2017 were fired after 1 and 2 seasons respectively. 1 season was Steve Wilks and 2 seasons were Vance McJoseph. Steve Wilks was replaced by white head coach Cliff Kingsbury, who wasn't even successful in college. Okay, if passed, the changes would be radical departure from current protocol. League officials have been trying for years to implement a program and procedure that would increase advancement opportunities for minorities, from adopting the Rooney Rule in 2003 to increasing fellowship positions to bringing in pro and college coaches, for the networking and empowerment summits to working with clubs. And etc. That's really not much to really read right there. And they also got some other things in this article. Under the proposed resolution, clubs would be prohibited from the end of the regular season to March 1st from denying an assistant coach the opportunity to interview with the new team for a bona fide coordinator position on offense or defense or special teams. Any dispute about legitimacy of the position would be heard by the commissioner, and the determination would be final, binding, and not subject to further review. If the minority assistant left to become a coordinator elsewhere, his former club would receive a 5th round compensatory pick, and if a person of color leaves to become a head coach or general manager, his previous team will receive a 3rd round compensatory pick. One final provision: any team that hires a person of color as its quarterback coach will receive compensatory pick at the end of the 4th round if retained that employee beyond 1 season. The provisions is an attempt to get in more diverse pool of coaches working with quarterbacks, since the trend of late is to hire, head coaches with offensive experience. 24 of the past 33 hires have been from the offensive side of the ball, and it is considered even more beneficial to have worked with quarterbacks. Currently, there are only 2 African American, I don't like to use that term, I usually like to use Black American quarterback coaches: Pep Hamilton of the Chargers and Marcus Brady of the Colts. Okay. The league office is also looking at further enhancing the Rooney Rule by doubling the minority candidates a team must interview for the head coaching vacancy. It also is expected to apply the rule to coordinator position for the first time. Steelers owner Art Rooney II hinted at changes in January during an interview with the NFL Network Steve Wyche. And also I think the only two offensive coordinators are Eric Bieniemy. Sorry if I butchered his name. I didn't find that. Here we go right here. I'm sorry. I read over it. The belief eternally is a number can be reversed by removing one of some of the barriers hindering minority mobility, such as blocking assistants from interviewing for coordinator positions elsewhere. Many owners view coordinator experience as essential for first-time head coaches, but Eric Bieniemy at Kansas City and Byron Leftwich in Tampa Bay are the only minority offense coordinators on offense. So the only two black quarterback coaches are Pep Hamilton with the Chargers, and I think Marcus Brady, whoever he was with. I just read that. And then only coordinators that are black are Eric Bieniemy of the Chiefs, and he missed out on a lot of opportunities last year, and Byron Leftwich with Tampa Bay, who would have Tom Brady this year. And okay, let's break this all the way down. It's an important video. The Rooney Rule states that you must interview at least one minority candidate before you hire a coach. And a lot of times they waste somebody's time. They have Vance Joseph come in already knowing they want to hire, I don't know, Cliff Kingsbury, for example, and they would just bring him in no matter if he blew them away or not. He would just be brought in to satisfy the Rooney Rule, so that team wouldn't pretty much get docked or get fined for not following the rule. Now they're going to try to boost that Rooney Rule up at least by saying you might have to, interview 3 or 4 minority candidates. And the problem with the Rooney Rule is people feel that it wastes people time. The only minority coach that filled the position out of the 5 vacancies in this NFL season coming up was Ron Rivera from the Carolina Panthers. And a lot of people felt that Ron Rivera didn't even need to be fired. So the rest of them was, filled by somebody of not color, white. So the Rooney Rule has been really frowned upon because it really rarely works, okay? But now what they're trying to do is they're trying to incentivize them hiring black coaches to let you know they have a color problem, all right? They have a problem with minority coaches and black coaches. Let's just cut the bullshit. They got a problem hiring the people that make them billions and billions of dollars. They got a problem with hiring the Michael Vicks, the Warren Moons, and maybe it may be moreover they have a problem with getting former black players to come in and coach. That may be something as well. After you spent your whole, life breaking down film and, playing quarterback or any position, who really want to go into coaching? But some players do. Gerard Mayo, Joey Porter, Hines Ward is a positional assistant coach. And those dudes really don't get an opportunity. And the NBA had the same problem. You know what I'm saying? You got all these black players that, you look at the top 5, if it's Jordan, LeBron, whoever, top 5 greatest players, unless you throw in Bird, are all black in NBA. And, the best football players from Lawrence Taylor, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton are all black. But how many opportunities do they get? They don't get a lot of opportunities. So the NFL understands they have a color problem, and at least they trying to fix it with executives. Louis Riddick, is the best thing smoking on ESPN. Why don't he got a job? Well, Mike Tannenbaum can come and bomb and still get a job. It's just crazy. Even, in the booth, they still don't give the Michael Vicks an opportunity. Tony Romo, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, they all had interviews or opportunities when they retired to go into the booth. Why not Michael Vick? You know what I'm saying? Why not Warren Moon? Why not Randall Cunningham? They were really good fucking quarterbacks too, to be honest. Why not Donovan McNabb? Watch Rich Gannon and Boomer Esiason and Phil Simms and Chris Sims on Pro Football Talk. The NFL is bigotry at its finest, and so is the NBA. You had at one point when the Colin Kaepernick thing was going, you had the NBA people and YouTubers screaming that the NFL was racist. Well, you forgot when Mark Cuban called Kenyon Martin to his mama's face and called her son a thug. He racist as hell too, and the NBA owners is racist. The only difference is the NBA got a little bit more youth movement in their ownership than the NFL. But the NFL don't hide it. At least NBA, they get a black, they do hip hop and they accept the hip hop experience. The NFL ain't trying to embrace shit. They ain't trying to embrace black coaches, black executives. Maybe this might be a guilt trip from the Kaepernick situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, how can he get an opportunity? It's kind of, how can you get into a high profile company and you don't know nobody in there? You can test well, you can interview well, but usually in corporate America, it's about what you know. And if you have black executives and black owners and black head coaches, and that's something they need to get in there too. It's when a team is up for sale, get some black ownership in there. Then it's okay. They won't have a problem hiring, Colin Kaepernick. How can Kaepernick get hired if the quarterback coach white? He don't understand where he's coming from. If the general manager white, the owner white. There's nobody there to explain the disconnect between the cultures. And the NFL understand they got a color problem all the way around. And how do you attack it? You really got to attack it from ownership on down. But you can't teach somebody that's 80, 90, 70 years old and grew up in racist 50s and 40s and 60s how not to be racist. They still racist. That's something that's learned. It's nothing that's not going to change. You ever try to, show an old person new tricks or old dog new tricks? Usually it's not going to work. So at least they trying to fix it at the next important layer, because you build a football team from the top to the bottom. From the top of the pyramid to the bottom. If your ownership not good, you're not going to win. Ownership, executives, player personnel on down. And this is something they maybe need to do to improve people's draft position. And it's sad that they got to go to these leaps and bounds to get black coaches interviewed and get them jobs when all the players are the reason, the majority of players in the league are black, and the reason that, these coaches get in the position they are. And it's fucked up. But once you got to understand corporate America. Corporate America is not on what you know, your credentials. First thing is who you know. And if everybody white, who the fuck you gonna know then? Who you gonna connect with? And then by letting the position coaches interview and not being allowed to block opportunities, that should also open the floodgates as well. So they may not need to double up or triple up or quadruple up on the Rooney Rule. Just letting these positional coaches, interview for coordinator positions. But they trying to fix it. They throwing out ideas, and hopefully it does fix. You need more people of color at the top of, executive list and stuff of that nature. How many black GMs is it? Probably not a lot. When, I forget the dude's name. He gave up his position in Baltimore, Ozzie Newsome. How many more black executives is it? How many? Not too many. So how you hire a white man that's probably Republican, that's probably pro-Trump, to look at what Kaepernick looking at? He never been in that situation. You got the guy in Miami who black. So Miami next year, if this follows true, Miami should get their picks boosted up. Not a fan of Stephen Ross. He played both sides, but they should get their picks boosted up, because they should move up 16 spots. After next year, Brian Flores, Nate, general manager, whose name I forget, they've been there for 2 years. So that's in retrospect, they should go back and award the Miami Dolphins, and upgrade their picks, because Stephen Ross was ahead of the curve. Was that guilt to supporting Donald Trump and Kenny Stills being on his neck? Maybe so. But so hopefully we get some more people of power in position. Hopefully you see Eric DeBenemy and, Byron Leftwich get head coaching positions, Pep Hamilton and Marcus Brady. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Move up to coordinators. But hey, we get a short leash, and guys like the dude from the Jets, he keep getting time and chance. Adam Gase, chance and chance again. John Elway been fucking up with the Broncos. He keep getting chance and chance again. You know what I'm saying? We make the majority of sports up, so we should make the majority of executives and coaches up. So I'll put that article from NFL.com in the description. Check out our NFL playlist. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal, subscription. Best way to donate is share the video. Appreciate the love, support, man. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. I might even go live this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, about this topic as we see if they pass it. So let me know how y'all feel about it. It shouldn't come to this, but if it means more opportunities for black people and black coaches, executives, I'm all for it. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV, we gone.